Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be learning some Tableau advances. But before diving in this video, I will recommend you all to go and check Tableau for Beginners tutorial, which covered all the basics and intermediate levels of Tableau. The link of both beginners tutorial will be shared in the description box below. Let's check out today's agenda. First, we will learn formatting of worksheets, which include editing and formatting the axis and the title. Then we will also see how forecasting is done in Tableau. Last but not the least, few advanced graphs like Parato Chart and Motion Chart will also be explained. Without any further ado, let's get started. So before starting, I would like to inform you guys that I'm using the same data set, which is the CARS data set, which I have previously used in Tableau Beginners tutorial. Let's start with worksheet editing. So we will just open this new sheet by clicking on the sheet tab. We can just edit the title by just right clicking on the sheet and renaming it. But I have done this couple of times, so I'll just show it from here how to edit and format a title. I will explain all these three editing of axis, formatting and forecasting all in this one sheet. Okay, so you need to brace yourself and concentrate on this. So just edit title, click on edit, just delete the previous name and name it as editing / formatting of worksheet. Yeah, that should be fine. We can select all this and we can make it as bold. We can change the font. So I'm just selecting Times Roman right now. I will change the font type to say 16. Sorry, the font size to 16. I can underline this as well, but I don't want to right now. And yes, you can insert sheet name or the source of the data and etc. But I won't do that as of now. And yes, of course, I will align this in the center as well. So it looks pretty much organized and well presentable, right? You can also change the color as well from here, but I'll just keep it as the regular dark black color. Okay, so by clicking OK, the title gets edited. So you can actually reset and hide your title as well. So as of now here, the title has been reset to the original sheet 1 name, but as we are learning, so we will just keep it as it is. So edit title, reset and hide is done, right? In order to format the title, we need to right click on the title, click on the format title option. A panel appears on the left side of the Tableau UI basically. It does pops up whenever you are formatting both X and Y axis. We will see that later as we go ahead with this video. Now we will do the shading part, but I want this orange color shading, which is the background shade of the title, and the borders as well. So you can just keep any borders you like. I'll just keep this with a grayish border color, and that's it. So this is how you're supposed to do the formatting of title in your worksheet. You can do the shading of the caption as well. Let's put it blue and border as thick borders. Yeah. But currently I really don't want all these things to be too bold for you guys, so I'll just keep it as the regular one. There's a Control Z. So this was all about title formatting and editing. Now, in order to see how to edit axis and how to format the axis, we will drag purchase date from the dimensions and the sales price from the measures. As you can see, a line graph has been automatically generated. Now I will just take y-axis, that is the sales price, in order to edit it. Just like Just right click on the y-axis, that is on sales price, which is nothing but the rows. Click on edit axis. Here you will have two options, that is general and tick marks. General option helps us to specify a range. For example, here in y-axis, sales price parameter is in millions, right? So we will specify a range. Usually we use automatic, but when we can but we can even start a sales price from a specific number or from a specific selling price. For example, I want the selling price to start from 5 million rather than this 0 million. I want the graph to start from 5 million. So what I'll do is I'll just edit it as yeah. Now my graph was automatically changing here as I was changing the start value, right? Now the graph actually shows the start point of the sales price as 5 million instead of 0 million. When we talk about scale, scale is nothing but when we do the upside down of the property, like the top value starts from the minimum value, that is 5 million, and it goes on the reverse side. We even have logarithmic option, which is also present in the scale. So right now we will just keep it as the correct way. We can also edit the axis title. So axis title indicates the information about that particular axis or that particular feature, like what the axis consists of. If a axis is a population or say gender, it will automatically load it. Otherwise we can edit it from this option. In this case it is perfect. Like the entire column specifies and describes about sales price, so I guess the sales price title is best suited for it. Now let go to tick marks. So Tableau automatically generates bins, and accordingly to the bins the tick marks are generated, but we can change the tick marks here as well. Now we can see that 2 million spins are generated automatically, right? Like after 6 million there is 80 million, and then 10 million and 12 million and so on until 32 million. I want it to be of 5 million sales price interval. So for that we need to click on the fixed option under major tick marks and change the tick interval from 10 million to 5 million, like 0 to 10 million it is, but I want it to be. Now the sales price is not much congested, and we can analyze the changes in the sales price at every 5 million interval. So basically what this minor tick does is it divides the entire major ticks into equal number of intervals. Here my major ticks are of 5 intervals. So minor ticks but obvious will be of 1 million each, right? Before covering the formatting option, I'll quickly explain the other options which are available. So this clear axis range will clear all the range which have selected in the edit axis option. For example, if I say clear axis range, it will clear all the axes which we had previously selected while editing the axis, right? So I'll just undo this by Control Z, and yes, my previously selected and edited axis is back again. Now when we click on show header, or when we unclick on show header, the header and all the information about that particular axis vanishes. But ideally we always need this to explain what this graph is all about. So of course when it is an x-axis, there should be a y-axis with respect to x-axis. So I will again undo that, and I'll again keep that. There's one more option called as reference line. So there are four options basically: line, band, distribution, and this is, I'll just drag this here so that you can see the necessary changes. When I select a line axis, when I select a band, the entire band of that sales price gets selected. A reference line is used to check the behavior of the feature. Like here the feature is sales price. So how the sales price is behaving over the years on an average level. That was all about reference line. So I'll just remove the reference line as of now because we don't need it. So let's just start with our formatting. So in order to format, always click the that particular axis, right click, select the format option, and here you go. A dialog box appears on the left side of the Tableau UI. We always try to edit our visualization in such a manner that the client and the person who is trying to go through this visualization is pretty much clear. So the axes which are really very faint and they're not dark enough and they're not more appealing. So what I'll do is, in order to change it, I'll just click on the font. I always use Tableau Bold. I'll select the darkest option so that it is more clear and bold enough. I'll keep the font size as 9 itself. I can also change the color, but I don't want to because I just want a standard black color. Yeah, there you go. You can also change the background of it by selecting the shading option, but I don't want to. I'll just keep it as simple as I can. In the same way, you can actually label the ticks as well. So I'll just, now the ticks are not visible, right? But I want to make the ticks visible. I always wanted to make the ticks visible. So I'll just select the black option here. Before going to numbers, we'll go through alignment first. So alignment is always, I don't want this kind of alignment, right? So automatic is the best option. So as we all know that sales price is nothing but, it's in dollars, right? 30 million or 25 million whatsoever. So what I'll do in this case, I'll just select currency which is standard. So currently it is showing English India, that is nothing but, you can see here, rupees. But I want this to be in English Canada so that it converts that rupees into dollars. I don't want this decimal point, so I'll just decrease the decimal point, and here you go, the decimal points vanishes by 2 digits. But of course the display unit should be in thousands. Now I can see that all my sales price indicates is in dollars. So we have successfully customized this number, this a regular number, into a valid currency. Now the title of this axis can also be changed. So in order to change that, we need to click on this title font. So I always select Times Roman. You can select according to your wish. As this is showing a very small size of the font, I'll just increase it to 15 and I will bold it. Yeah. I'll just decrease a little bit because it's too much. Yeah, this seems to be okay, right? Now these are 5 more options which are available, but it is not related to access, it is related to the entire sheet. So I will go through this also one by one. So this is the first option, which is font. So as of now we have just kept it as it is. We are tackling each and every parameter of this sheet individually, so we don't need to go ahead and check this out. Otherwise you can just select a sheet, so whatever is in the sheet except the x and y axis, you can edit that. Or if you want to edit specific about the rows or for the columns, then you can specifically do it from here as well. Now the alignment. Now as I said, the alignment is almost everything is automatic, or it is best adjusted. But as you can see, my these rows, the values of this rows are in an upper direction, but I want to change it into a normal direction. So now they have changed. Now we will just select the entire view so that we'll be able to see all the years. So now they are normally aligned. When we go to shading, we can actually shade the rows or the columns individually, or do the formatting for the entire sheet as well. For example, currently the color of a sheet is white, but if I select a darker blue color, so this is how it is reflecting. Just before this we selected this as white, so other than this the entire sheet has turned its color into blue. So this is how you can change the color of that sheet, but I don't want this. I will just keep it as simple as that, that is, I'll just keep it white. The next option is borders. So when we select this cell, it actually helps us to border the entire sheet. You have multiple options down here, that is straight line, dotted line, and so on. The thickness of those lines are also given, the colors are also there. So if I select an orange color with a I want everything to be in that shape. So as you can see, like the borders of this panel has been changed completely, right? But I just want it to be black. If you select this header option, the header option helps us to cover all the area other than that of title. I'll just keep this as it is. I will not border it. This is how the borders work basically. The grid lines, yeah, this is really important. There are no grid lines present, so what we can do is we can have a grid line which is small dotted lines, and we can color them as well. So in this case, if I give them a light orange color, it will look pretty much good. Now instead of giving them a light orange, we will just give them a light grayish color. Yeah, this looks fine. So these grid lines are edited with respect to the entire sheet, but if we want, we can only do it for particular row or only for columns. The same way we will edit the rows, that is nothing but the purchase date as well. Here I will not edit the axis interval because I feel the interval is perfect. So let's just go ahead and format and edit this axis. So before this, we need to remove this from here, like hide fields from the column. Yes. Right click on this, select format, and here you go. Select Tableau bold. The font is same as that of this axis. Bold it out. The alignment is quite okay. We have already changed the alignment. The dates are, we'll just keep it automatic. We can change the shading here as well, but we will not do that. I guess our graph looks pretty much simple and self-explanatory. Now let's forecast and predict the selling price for the upcoming years. So we can do this by just clicking on this analysis option on the top, and in that we have a forecast option. But before going to that, we will also apply a trend line to analyze how the selling price has behaved over the years. So as we have selected the trend line, let's select forecast and select show forecast. So ideally this forecast is for the next 3 years. So this light blue area indicates the forecasting of the selling price for the next 3 years. Like as we can see here, the trend line of the selling price is gradually increasing over the period, but the prediction for the next 3 years of the selling price is very stagnant, that is around $29,000. By selecting forecast options, now as I said, it is predicted only for the next 3 years, but what we can do is we can select for the next 5 years. We can So the forecast for the next 5 years, or the predictions of the selling price for the next 5 years, has been displayed. This was all about editing title, axis, and the entire worksheet of Tableau. Let's create our next visualization, that is Parato graph. So to create a Parato chart, we will open a new sheet. We'll rename it as Parato chart. Here you go. We will just edit the title as well quickly. Oh, just align this in the center. Yeah, seems good. So, in order to create a Parato chart, the concept why Parato chart is created. So, basically, this graph best describes the 80:20 ratio. Here in our database, say 80% of the sales is achieved by a manufacturer by only with help of only 20% of its staff. Like seriously, yeah, that is the case that Parato chart explains very nicely. For example, if we select Audi as a manufacturer, so if in case Audi is manufacturing 100 cars, that is, there are 20 such models by Audi which are sold out the most, which achieves their 80% sales target itself. It also has many applications as well. So for that, I will drag make, that is nothing but the manufacturing column, from the dimensions, and sales price from the measures, and again the sales price from the measures. So now these are two different axes. I will just merge them into one single axis, that is dual axis. I will change the first sales price into bar chart, whereas I will change the second sums of sales price into line graph. I will also arrange this in an ascending and in a very good organized manner. Let's just change the color of this as well. Give it as orange, or this orange probably. If I change this into running total, like quick table calculation, running total, and this is how it looks like. So this graph actually helps in managing the risk in a business with reference to whatever the parameters are available. You can actually change it into any shape of, you can change the size as well. That was all about Parato chart. Last but not the least, I will be creating motion chart, like the map chart. This is my second most favorite chart to create. So for that, I'll create a new sheet. Just edit the title as motion chart. Select it, Control B, select the font, align it in the center, all good to go. Now Now, in order to create motion chart, I will select the purchase date, the selling price, and the discount offered on those selling price. Okay, so now I'll just merge these two axes. I'll hide this card. I'll fit the width. Now, as you can see, this is just a simple line graph. We need this to be a moving graph in order to get a motion chart, right? So what I'll do is I'll change the mark type to say circle. This is achieved with the help of this marks section. Now this is the most I'll just keep this standard because there's one interesting thing coming up, that is when you drag this purchase date in the page section, this card appears here on the right of your screen. Basically, this card helps us to play this entire visualization. So it has a play button, a pause button, and of course there are three options where you can adjust the speed of this motion. Let's just play it. Isn't this really interesting, that how the visualizations are running? So as of now there are no trails. The trails inside the marking, I'll just select as show history. I'll select as all, manual. I've not selected the format or the colors because both of them are distinguished with two different colors. So there is no need to go ahead and change this color. Once you start playing this, you can see how the discount and how the sales price was varying with each other. Rather, you can see at maximum time, if the discount was higher, the sales was automatically higher for that particular year. You can actually change the speed as well. Also, if you can, if you change the speed further, this is how it looks like. That was all about advances of Tableau. Hope you guys have liked all the topics which I have covered in this tutorial. So do like, comment. I will be coming up with two more videos. One will be based on context filters and the other how to handle the null values in Tableau. Thus hit the bell icon for future notification. Till then, take care.